Renting a place in Australia has been a tough task lately. As many of you know, finding a suitable rental property has become increasingly challenging nationwide. In today's video, let's look at some key factors that contribute to the difficulty. Also, we will uncover valuable insights, including the median rent, vacancy rates, the most expensive and affordable suburbs, and how to get a place to live, and much more. So, if you are currently on the hunt for a rental or simply interested in the state of the market, this video is for you. My name is Leah, and this is the Australian Corner. Hey there, welcome back to the channel, and let's go straight to the point. The background. In recent months, renting a place in Australia has presented numerous challenges and undergone significant changes. The rental market has experienced a surge in demand and a shortage of available properties. As a result, tenants have faced stiff competition and rising rental prices. The combination of factors such as population growth, limited housing supply, the rise of platforms such as Airbnb, strong demand from overseas migrants, particularly international students, and changing economic conditions have contributed to this situation. Moreover, the ongoing effects of the COVID-19 pandemic have influenced the rental landscape, with fluctuations in rental values and shifts in preferred locations. With vacancy rates reaching historical lows and median rents on the rise, prospective renters have had to adapt their strategies and expectations when searching for accommodation. The current scenario has emphasized the importance of being well-informed, proactive, and prepared in order to secure a suitable rental property in Australia. The current scenario. National rent values. According to CoreLogic Property Report, in the June quarter, national rent values rose by 2.5%. This increase is consistent with the 2.5% recorded in the previous March quarter. However, it is slightly lower than the 2.8% increase observed in the 3 months leading up to May. Unit rentals versus house rentals. In terms of unit versus house rentals, units continue to be the main driver of rental appreciation, with a 3.6% increase over the 3 months to June. In comparison, national house rents increased by 2% during the same period. Rental growth in capitals and regions. Generally speaking, quarterly rental growth across the combined capitals peaked in May, 3.5%, before easing to 3% over the June quarter. In contrast, regional rents rose by 1.1% over the 3 months to June. Melbourne recorded the strongest growth among the capitals, with dwelling rents rising by 3.9%. However, both Canberra and Hobart saw a rent decline with minus 1% over the quarter. Now, let's take a closer look at each state and territory about the median weekly rent and the vacancy rate. National overview. Starting with the cheapest place for those on a tight budget, Adelaide remains the cheapest capital for unit rents, with a median rent of $455 per week and its vacancy rate of 0.4%. In second place, we have Melbourne, with a median rate of $551 and a vacancy rate of 0.8%. In third place, Hobart presented a median rent of $552 and a vacancy rate of 2.7%. Next on the list is Perth, bringing a median rate of $599 with a 0.7% vacancy rate. And then we have Darwin, with a median rate of $600 and a vacancy rate of 1.3%. Brisbane comes next, with a $614 median rate and a 1.2% vacancy rate. The second last on the list is Canberra. In this city, the median rate is $669 and a vacancy rate of 2.2%. And now, the most expensive city to rent a unit in Australia, Sydney. Its median rate is placed in $733 and a vacancy rate of 1.5%. In a nutshell, guys, in terms of money, Adelaide is the cheapest place to rent a unit and Sydney is the most expensive one. Regarding availability, Adelaide is a city that has fewer properties available to be rented. On the other hand, Hobart is a place that has the highest vacancy rent, the most expensive and the most affordable suburbs in Australia. Now, it's your turn. Comment below in which suburb you live in Australia. I'm asking you this question because now I'll bring the info about the cheapest and the most expensive suburbs to rent a unit in each Australian capital. Here we go. Sydney, most expensive, Darling Point, $1,260. Most affordable, Carramar, $357. Melbourne, most expensive, Beaumaris, $788. Most affordable, Melton South, $342. Brisbane, most expensive, Brisbane City, $740. Most affordable, Woodridge, $357. Adelaide. Most expensive, Brompton, $570. Most affordable, Salisbury East, $355. Perth. Most expensive, North Fremantle, $771. Most affordable, Shoalwater, $367. Hobart. Most expensive, Sandy Bay, $547. Most affordable, Claremont, $420. Darwin. Most expensive, Bayview, $680. Most affordable, Bakewell, $444. Canberra. Most expensive, Forest, $690. Most affordable, Lions, $487. Potential solutions to minimize the rental crisis in Australia. In order to reduce the pressure of the housing crisis in the country, the Australian government introduced a few measures that will impact different groups of the population. Rent assistance capped to increase. Starting in September, the Commonwealth Rent Assistance Program will see a 50% increase up to $31 per fortnight. This is the largest increase over 3 decades and will cost the government $2.7 billion over 5 years and an addition of $700 million annually. Government's efforts to increase social and affordable housing. The government is taking steps to increase the availability of social and affordable housing. The National Housing Finance and Investment Corporation will have its liability cap raised by $2 billion to reach $7 billion. This adjustment will enable them to offer more long-term, low-cost loans to community housing providers engaged in affordable housing projects. Tax incentives introduced for build-to-rent initiatives. The government is providing tax relief to encourage private sector involvement in build-to-rent projects. Eligible new projects will benefit from an increased capital works tax deduction rate of 4% per year and a reduced final withholding tax rate on fund payments. These incentives apply to projects with 50 or more dwellings available for public rent owned for 10 years before potential sale. Tenants must be offered a lease of at least 3 years per dwelling. Revisions made to the Home Guarantee Scheme. The government is expanding the Home Guarantee Scheme to address rising house prices. Previously limited to married, de facto couples, and single individuals, the scheme will now allow friends, siblings, and other family members to apply jointly starting from 1st of July. No first home buyers who haven't owned property in a decade or longer, as well as permanent residents alongside Australian citizens, will also be eligible. The scheme enables eligible buyers to purchase property with a deposit as low as 5%, as the government acts as a guarantor on up to 50% of the loan. The Family Home Guarantee Scheme criteria will also be expanded to include legal guidance. Increased funding for homelessness support service. The government has allocated funds in the budget to support services for Australians experiencing homelessness. An additional $67 million has been pledged for the upcoming financial year to enhance homelessness funding to the states and territories. This funding will be provided through the Extended National Housing and Homelessness Agreement until June of next year. Tips to help you find a place to live in Australia. If you are looking for a place to rent, I'll give you some tips that will make your job much easier. Tip number 1. Property type. Define and create a profile of a place you are looking for. You should consider what you will prioritize, such as location, type of property, if it's a unit or house, furnished, unfurnished, car parking, facilities, the number of bedrooms, pet-friendly, how much the rent, and so on. As you usually will not find the perfect place, you will get close to the things you want the most based on what you prioritize. Now, with the accommodation profile in hand, you'll be ready to search for what you want. Tip number 2. Search. You can try different real estate platforms, such as Real Estate and Domain. Or, if you intend to live in a place shared with other people, you can try Flatmates. Also, you can share on social media what you're looking for. In case you do not find the place you're looking for, you can play and change a little bit with the accommodation profile that you chose. You can update your budget, choose the surrounding areas, choose a furnished place, and other options that, unfortunately, you can give up. Tip number 3. Documentation. Make sure you have the main documentation ready for your application. Some agencies make their application forms and processes available on their website. For example, they might require work and rental references, copies of your identification, bank statements, and others. Tip number 4. Inspections. Ensure you check locations and times for inspections. Then, you will be able to check the best journey you can do to save time and make your life easier. Tip number 5. Online inspection. Some agencies make online inspections available. If it's not showing on the platform on the website, email or text the real estate agent if there's a chance of an online inspection. It might help you not to feel you're losing a great option. Tip number 6, communication. Be kind and friendly. It might seem a cliche, but it makes a huge difference when it involves human connection. It's been stressful for you, it's been stressful for the real estate agents, so it's been complicated. So just be nice. Well guys, that's a lot of information about what's going on and how to make your life much easier in Australia when finding a place to live. Let me know in the comments below. Are you looking for a place to live? What other tips would you give to someone who has struggled to find a property? Remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Thanks for watching. See you next video.